I would be okay with a ban on partisan gerrymandering across the country, and I wish
you
you
worry,
guys had
Carmichael,
supported that.
I gotta tip my hat to Virginia for doing what they did and being able to pull it off, even though it's being challenged in the state court. Okay, fine. For those of you who are unaware, Virginia recently had a vote on the redistricting of their state congressional maps. They gained hella Democrat seats, took seats away from the Republicans. I think they left them with like one seat for the state.
I mean, look, I'm not happy about this.
That sent the right in a tizzy. You know, them red caves can't never take what they dish out. Talking about how this is unfair and all types of shit, right? Okay, check this out. What the fuck? Like,
that was a question we asked a lot of Democrats once they launched their own redistricting efforts after we saw what happened in Texas. But a lot of them argued to us was, well, if the Republicans are doing it, we're also going to do it.
So if we're not aware, Texas started this whole motherfucking thing. Rump said, "Find me more congressional seats." Texas said, "Aye, aye, Captain." They went through a little debacle about it, but ultimately the Supreme Court allowed them to use their discriminatory ass map. Right? Okay, cool.
Because Donald Trump decided to do a mid-decade redistrict in Texas, people believed that in order to level the playing field, you needed to ensure that Virginia acted. Unlike in Texas and other states, in Texas and Florida, they are not putting this up to the voters. The truth is that Democrats have supported a nationwide ban on partisan gerrymandering. Republicans have opposed that.
With Texas,
neither one of you said a word about Texas.
Well, that's not true. I actually talked a lot about Texas,
where was Scott
and I wasn't happy about that.
Texas
But in Virginia, you're eliminating all but one.
They took 5
all
seats in Texas.
all but one. That's basic math. How's that at all fair? How's that fair?
You didn't give Texans
How's
a right
that fair?
to vote. You didn't put it up to a ballot proposition.
The question is, but how is it fair in Virginia?
The legislature,
Republicans with one. Would you be okay if we left Democrats with one congressional seat?
Now you see now, you done fucked up. You know that, don't you?
Do y'all remember this being a thing coming up, being pertinent, right? Last year. So for those of you who don't know, the Civil Rights Voting Act of 65 is being challenged in the Supreme Court. And from what I'm hearing, it is more than likely that they are going to strike it down.
Lead to, yeah, I think so. I mean, my understanding is Sam Alito's written that opinion and the Democrats are slow walking the dissent. That's what I've heard. So I expect the VRA is about to be, you got it.
The Voting Rights Act had already been challenged in the Supreme Court back in 2013, and they had struck down Section 5, if I'm not mistaken. And then so now they're going after Section 2, if I'm not mistaken. Now y'all are bitching about Virginia only being left one Republican seat. Meanwhile, this whole thing got started because Louisiana only had one Democrat congressional seat. Because y'all got to remember, the whole thing came about, Louisiana versus Calais came about because the population growth of black people in Louisiana has happened, so much to where the population is about 30%, should be represented more with Democratic congressional seats, since black people tend to vote Democrat. When it came down to redrawing these maps, they said that it is racist or discriminatory, whatever, to draw another, just one, to just add one more, or to just add a Democrat congressional district. What?
The Supreme Court has bizarre precedent that forces states to racially discriminate in their districts and create these racial majority minority districts in states that are, Trump plus 25, and they need to create a Democrat seat out of nowhere. Like,
how these fucking caves. So in conclusion, the irony of all of this is that as the caves are bitching about what happened in Virginia, they are actively ignoring not only what happened in Texas, what's happening in Texas, but what's going on with the motherfucking Voting Rights Act of 65. What's happening as far as gerrymandering overall, but especially in these red states, you think it's bad now. You think it's bad now, as far as in the red states. Boy, don't let these caves try to gaslight you and try to lie to you about what's going on and why it's happening. Because they're always trying to make themselves out to be the victim of some shit. This is a country of Jim Crow and slavery. YT, especially YT males, can never be fucking victims. I don't give a fuck what's going on, what laws are passed for black people, what fuck. They can never be oppressed. But since they want to be oppressed so fucking bad. Anyway, my name is Ghetto Freeman, your humble cave supremacy elucidator, helping Black America better understand cave supremacy through economics and a little bit of politics. If you got something out of this, please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow for more. Links in bio to my other content. Stay young, stay pro-black. Peace.